Nigeria witnessed a new dawn with the inauguration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on May 29, 2023. The nation hummed with anticipation and the air buzzed with the promise of change. Tinubu, a former governor of Lagos, known for his political acumen, was about to step into the shoes of a leader, a role that was much more demanding, much more consequential. This was not a smooth journey, however. The presidential election that led to his victory was marred by voting machine failures and allegations of irregularities. Yet Tinubu emerged victorious, securing 36% of the vote, winning 12 states. His main challengers, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, also won 12 states each. This was the closest race since Nigeria's return to civil rule in 1999. The controversy did not end there. Obi, the third-place candidate, pledged to legally challenge the results. He claimed he was robbed of victory and promised his supporters he would prove it. Meanwhile, Tinubu's victory was also expected to be challenged in court by other opposition parties. The nation held its breath, watching, waiting, hoping for stability amidst the political turbulence. But amidst all this, there was a sense of hope. Tinubu's victory came at a time when Nigeria was grappling with economic challenges and widespread insecurity. The people looked to him with hope, with expectation. They saw in him a leader who could possibly turn the tide, bring about change, and unite a divided nation. His inauguration was more than just a ceremony. It was symbolic, a beacon of hope for many. It represented a new era, a fresh start. As he took the oath of office, the weight of the nation's expectations rested on his shoulders. His promises of change, his vision for a better Nigeria, was what the people held on to. As President Tinubu took the oath of office, a new chapter in Nigerian history unfolded. The dawn of a new era had begun, and with it came the hope for a better tomorrow, a brighter future for all Nigerians. The journey was just beginning, the road ahead long and filled with challenges, but the promise of a new dawn of change was a powerful force, stirring the hearts of millions. President Tinubu hit the ground running in his first 100 days in office. Swift, decisive action became the hallmark of his early tenure, marking a stark contrast to the previous administration. From day one, President Tinubu dove headfirst into the pressing issues of the day. He tackled the economic challenges that were crippling the nation, instigating critical policy changes designed to stimulate growth and stabilize the economy. His approach to security was equally assertive. He took decisive steps to stem the tide of insecurity, particularly the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast. His strategies, though not without their critics, demonstrated a commitment to creating a safer Nigeria. Yet, President Tinubu's first 100 days were not solely about policy changes. They were about setting a tone. The president's approach was characterized by an unflinching commitment to transparency and accountability, which was a breath of fresh air for many Nigerians. Public reaction to these changes was, as might be expected, mixed. There were those who welcomed the fresh approach with open arms, while others remained skeptical, their trust worn thin by years of unfulfilled promises. Yet, even amidst the skepticism, there was a palpable sense of hope, a feeling that perhaps this time, things might be different. The contrast with the previous administration was clear. Where there had once been stagnation and indecisiveness, there was now action and resolve. Where there had been opacity, there was now a push for transparency. The first 100 days of President Tinubu's tenure were not without their challenges. The issues he faced were deeply ingrained, the product of years, even decades of complex social, economic, and political factors. Yet he faced these challenges head-on, demonstrating a grit and determination that many found refreshing. The first 100 days set a new tone for governance, with President Tinubu proving his mettle. It was a period of change, of action, and of renewed hope. It was a clear signal that this was a president who was ready to do whatever it took to move Nigeria forward. A key challenge for President Tinubu was tackling the widespread insecurity, including the Boko Haram insurgency. This marked the beginning of an uphill task for the new administration, a task that wasn't for the faint-hearted. President Tinubu, however, was ready to face this head-on, showing his commitment to the security and well-being of Nigerians. The first step in this journey was to enhance the national security infrastructure. This involved strengthening the military and law enforcement agencies, equipping them with the necessary tools and resources to combat the threats posed by insurgent groups. In addition, a comprehensive counter-terrorism strategy was developed, focusing on intelligence gathering, surveillance, and coordinated strikes against identified insurgent hideouts. But it wasn't just about fighting fire with fire. President Tinubu understood the need for a holistic approach to national security. This included addressing the root causes of insecurity, such as poverty and unemployment, which often serve as breeding grounds for radicalization and violence. Various socioeconomic initiatives were launched to provide job opportunities and improve living conditions, particularly in regions most affected by insecurity, and the efforts began to pay off. The successes recorded were notable. Attacks by insurgent groups reduced significantly, and several territories previously under their control were reclaimed. The streets became safer, businesses reopened, and Nigerians could once again dream of a peaceful future. The impact on the lives of Nigerians was profound. The fear that once characterized their daily lives began to fade. They could go about their daily activities without constantly looking over their shoulders. Parents could send their children to school without the fear of them being kidnapped. Farmers could till their lands without the fear of being attacked. This was a new dawn for Nigeria, a dawn of peace and security. Insecurity, once a national scourge, began to wane under President Tinubu's watch. His approach to national security has not only brought about relative peace, but has also instilled a renewed sense of hope in Nigerians, a hope that Nigeria can indeed overcome its security challenges and forge ahead towards a brighter future. President Tinubu implemented economic reforms aimed at revitalizing Nigeria's struggling economy. From the moment he took office, President Tinubu was fully aware of the economic challenges facing Nigeria. A country rich in natural resources, yet burdened by economic instability, Nigeria needed a new direction, and that's exactly what President Tinubu set out to achieve. One of his earliest initiatives was the introduction of a comprehensive economic reform plan. This plan was designed to stimulate growth, promote diversification, and improve the overall business environment. It also aimed to tackle the high levels of unemployment and improve the quality of life for everyday Nigerians. The ripple effect of these reforms was felt across various sectors. For instance, the agricultural sector witnessed significant growth, transforming from a largely subsistence sector to a commercially viable one. This not only increased the country's food security, but also created job opportunities for millions of Nigerians. In the manufacturing sector, incentives were introduced to encourage local production and reduce dependence on imports. This led to the emergence of new industries and the revitalization of existing ones, further boosting employment and contributing to the GDP. To further strengthen the economy, President Tinubu launched initiatives aimed at improving fiscal discipline, increasing transparency, and enhancing public financial management. These measures led to increased investor confidence and attracted foreign investment, further bolstering Nigeria's economic outlook. In a bid to improve the standard of living, President Tinubu also prioritized infrastructure development. Major projects were launched across the country, spanning sectors such as transportation, energy, and housing. These projects not only created jobs, but also facilitated economic activities and improved the quality of life for Nigerians. In essence, President Tinubu's economic policies were a blend of strategic planning, prudent management, and decisive action. They were tailored to address the unique challenges of the Nigerian economy, and with time, these policies began to yield positive results. Under President Tinubu's administration, Nigeria's economy began to show signs of robust growth. One of President Tinubu's biggest tasks was to unite a deeply divided nation. The aftermath of the election was mired in controversy, with allegations of irregularities and voting machine failures. His victory was challenged in court, a situation that threatened to deepen the divisions within the country. But President Tinubu rose to the occasion, showing a deep understanding of the task at hand and a willingness to take on the challenge. In the face of adversity, President Tinubu called for national reconciliation. He reached out to his political rivals, inviting them to join hands in the task of nation-building. He emphasized that the election was over, and it was time to put the interests of the nation above personal or party interests. This move was widely applauded and marked the first step towards healing the wounds of division. To promote unity, President Tinubu embarked on a series of inclusive policies. He formed a government of national unity, involving members from opposition parties. He also initiated dialogues with various ethnic and religious groups, acknowledging their grievances and promising to address them. Moreover, President Tinubu launched national unity campaigns, encouraging Nigerians to embrace their diversity and see it as a strength rather than a weakness. He made it clear that every Nigerian, regardless of their ethnic or religious background, has a role to play in the country's development. Under his leadership, the country saw a marked decrease in ethnic and religious tensions. Nigerians began to feel a sense of belonging, a sense of being part of a larger family. The divisive rhetoric that had dominated the political landscape began to give way to conversations about unity and progress. President Tinubu also made it clear that unity was not just about words, but about actions. His administration worked tirelessly to ensure that resources were distributed fairly across the country. He made significant strides in reducing regional disparities and ensuring that every Nigerian, regardless of where they live, had access to basic amenities and opportunities. Under President Tinubu's leadership, the nation began to heal and unite as one. He demonstrated that with the right leadership, it is possible to overcome divisions and work together for the common good. His first year in office marked a new chapter in Nigeria's history, a chapter of unity, progress, and shared prosperity. As President Tinubu marked his first year in office, the nation took stock of the progress made. The journey was far from easy, but the president, known for his charisma and tact, took the reins and navigated the ship of state with determination and focus. The first challenge that President Tinubu faced was the issue of insecurity, particularly the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast. With a firm hand and a clear strategy, he began to turn the tide against these threats, fostering a sense of safety and stability that had been lacking for years. Economic reform was another key area of focus. Despite the daunting task, President Tinubu rolled up his sleeves and got to work. He introduced a series of economic policies aimed at reviving the economy, fostering growth, and reducing unemployment. The result was a buoyant economy with increased foreign investment and a boost in local production, a stark contrast to the economic stagnation of previous years. The president also made strides in uniting a divided nation. Through his inclusive policies and active engagement with all sections of the country, he began to mend the fractures that had long characterized Nigeria's political landscape. Of course, there were challenges. The elections were marred by allegations of irregularities, and the opposition continues to contest the results. But in the face of adversity, President Tinubu remained resolute, focusing on his mission to serve the people of Nigeria. Looking ahead, the future holds promise. The foundation has been laid, and with continued determination and focus, the possibilities are endless. President Tinubu's first year was indeed a year of progress, of hope, and of change. As we reflect on this past year, we see a leader who is not afraid to take on the tough issues, a leader who is committed to the progress of his country, and a leader who, despite the challenges, remains focused on the task at hand. President Tinubu's first year in office was marked by significant progress, setting the stage for even greater achievements. A year of President Tinubu in office indeed supersedes 8 years of his predecessor, and the nation eagerly awaits what the next years under his leadership will bring. In just 1 year, President Tinubu's tenure has been transformative. A journey that began amidst a whirlwind of controversy and uncertainty has evolved into a beacon of change and progression. As we draw comparisons between President Tinubu's first year in office and the 8-year tenure of his predecessor, the stark differences are impossible to ignore. Under his predecessor, Nigeria grappled with economic challenges and widespread insecurity. The nation was divided, and the voice of the people seemed to fade into the background. The country yearned for change, for a leader who could steer the ship away from the storm and towards a brighter horizon. Enter President Tinubu, a controversial figure, yes, but one that has proven his mettle in the world of politics. His first year in office has seen significant strides towards tackling the issues that plagued the previous administration. Insecurity, once a dark cloud hanging over the nation, is being addressed with renewed vigor and strategic planning. Economic reforms are being implemented, pushing Nigeria towards a more prosperous future. More importantly, President Tinubu has strived to unite a divided nation. His policies and actions have been inclusive, reaching out to the corners of Nigeria that felt neglected. His administration has encouraged dialogue and understanding, fostering a sense of unity and shared vision among Nigerians. The progress made in just 1 year is a testament to President Tinubu's leadership. The challenges are far from over, but the strides made offer a glimmer of hope. a promise of a brighter future for Nigeria. In comparison, the 8 years under his predecessor seemed to pale, marred by stagnation and unfulfilled promises. The transformation under President Tinubu's administration has been substantial, setting a new standard for leadership in Nigeria. 1 year of President Tinubu's administration has indeed superseded the 8 years of his predecessor, setting a new standard for leadership in Nigeria. The verdict is clear, the transformation is undeniable, and the journey, while far from over, promises more progress and prosperity for Nigeria. With 1 year down, the future looks promising under President Tinubu's stewardship. The coming years are expected to unfold with continued progress and growth. As the nation looks to the future, the anticipation of what lies ahead is palpable. President Tinubu has outlined a vision for Nigeria that includes tackling economic challenges, enhancing security, and fostering unity. The expectation is that these plans will continue to be implemented with the same vigor and commitment that marked his first year in office. The nation awaits to see how President Tinubu's administration will address the ongoing challenges. We look forward to witnessing the evolution of a Nigeria that is secure, prosperous, and united. The next few years hold the promise of a transformed Nigeria, a testament to President Tinubu's vision and leadership. Nigeria is on a journey of transformation under President Tinubu's leadership. And as we look ahead, we are filled with hope, optimism, and the belief that the best is yet to come. As Nigeria moves forward under President Tinubu's leadership, the nation holds its breath in anticipation of even greater achievements.